Hi everyone, and welcome to Rose Red Homestead. Today we're focusing on self-reliance. We're going to be working in this little book. This is a free download up on our bookstore. And as we have announced a few days ago, our big food storage book is now published up in our bookstore too. So if you have not yet downloaded this freebie, you can go up and then you can check out that other book too. And there is a way that you can check preview and you can get 16 pages of the book itself so that you can review that and see if it would be useful to you. This is part 3 of doing all of these recipes. And the reason that I'm doing the recipes is that sometimes it's just better to see how they're done. And this is in an effort to stretch our food budget, and so these meals contain a little bit less meat protein than we might be used to, which might be something that we all need to do in terms of tightening up our belts a little bit with meat. But then we're going to be filling in with veggies for both flavor and color and veggie protein as well. So today we are going to do sweet and sour wings and then the chicken fajitas. And so because most of you have downloaded this booklet, you might just open it up and turn to the very recipe so that you can follow along, because I'm not going to give the details of the recipe since you can go get it free. So I have already made the sweet and sour sauce according to the recipe instructions, and I boiled it until the sugar dissolved. It has quite a few things in it: vinegar and sugar and pineapple and a little bit of soy sauce. And then I have the 8 wing pieces in a 9x9 lined with foil. And then all I'm going to do is just pour this sauce over the top. And make sure that the sauce gets all over every piece. And we are also doing these off-grid. So in case we ever have to do that long term, you can see some alternative ways of cooking some things off-grid. We're going to be using our outdoor propane-powered outdoor oven today to do these. And it's already up to temperature, so we're going to be getting those out there in just a moment. So those are ready to go. Let's get our fajitas ready to go. In this little cup, I have the spices. And again, the spices are in the recipe. And so you can take a look at that recipe. And then I'm just going to, these are 4 chicken tenders. And I have put them in little strips, cut them in little strips. And I'm going to put about half of this seasoning mixture on the chicken. It has smoked paprika in it, which is one of my very favorites. Okay, so the spices are pretty evenly distributed on the chicken. Let me wash my hands here. When we bring the fajitas back in, now the fajitas, even with just this little bit of meat, we're going to make 2 meals out of it. And so that's going to be a stretch. Jim and I really like meat, and so this is about half the amount of meat that we would be using for fajitas, but we're going to do it. Now when we bring the fajitas back in, I want to have a little guacamole. And so this guacamole is already done and freeze-dried. And so I'm putting a little freeze-dried guacamole in that bowl, and while we are outside doing the cooking, we're going to be rehydrating this guacamole. And I'm just guessing here on the water. So it should go pretty fast. And it did. But I'm going to let it soak up quite a bit. And it's bound to thicken up, and that's about right. That's about all that we're going to need. And that's one of the beauties of having it freeze-dried, is that you can rehydrate just the amount that you're going to need. So the fajitas we're going to do on the flat top. This we're going to put in the oven. Everything is ready out there. So we're going to meet you outside. So it is really good to have some redundancy plans for cooking. This gives us this little propane stove. It's a camp chef, and it is an outdoor stove that some people take camping. We do when we go. It has 2 burners up here, which is nice, and a little oven. We're going to now open the oven and put the, oh gosh, Jim, it's up to 400.
Yeah, well, it is, but it's going to drop.
Yeah, it will drop. Okay, so that cooks for 40 to 45 minutes in the oven. While that's going, we're going to make the fajitas over on the griddle, so we'll go over there. All right, this is our flat top. It's so versatile. We use it for a whole lot more than bacon and eggs, pancakes. So I'm just putting a little bit of olive oil on. And on goes the chicken. We only have these 2 burners on, and the burners are long all the way across. And all you need to do is just stir fry. Oh, it smells so good. Those spices are delightful. Just need to stir fry this 3 or 4 minutes. Moving these over to the cold area, and I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil. And we're going to stir fry the veggies. And there are a lot of them, which is why we will be able to use this for 2 meals. I'm sprinkling some of the spices over the veggies. The veggies are starting to soften, and we don't want them too soft. We want them to be what is known as tender crisp. All right, I'm going to move the meat back in. And you can keep the meat separate from the veggies if you like, or mix it up. I'm going to mix it up. And I've put the tortillas over here on the grill. Even though these are not heated over here, the griddle is still hot. So it will warm those tortillas nicely. We're going to gather up this food off the flat top and take it inside, and we will finish our dinner while the wings cook the rest of the way. So we'll see you inside in just a moment. Fajitas are such a quick and easy meal, and they are so good. Once you get the veggies all chopped, it goes really fast out on the flat top or in your frying pan, however you do yours. So I'm going to fix Jim a couple of these right here with these warm tortillas, and we'll use about half of this mixture. Oh, it really smells good. Sour cream, Jim?
Sure.
And actually this is Greek yogurt, which we sometimes use for sour cream, and it's just great. And do you want cheese?
Yep.
Salsa?
Sure.
Do you want the salsa now, or do you want to put it on later?
Salsa's fine now. Put a little more cheese on it.
Oh, that's right. You're such a cheese lover.
Yeah,
Is that enough?
that's enough. That'll work.
Okay. Some of our home canned salsa. I will roll this one and get it over here. Our guacamole turned out perfect. I didn't have to add any more to it. It reconstituted beautifully, so we'll put a little dollop of guacamole there. I love guacamole. I gave myself more honey, is that okay?
That's okay.
Okay, we're going to take a little break and have our dinner, and we will come back when the chicken is done. It's starting to rain outside, and the chicken was done, so rather than taking you out there to just bring it back in the house, I went and got it. But take a look at what has happened here. Now, shortly after we went outside to get the fajitas started, I realized that I had totally forgotten the first step on doing this. And so I brought it back in, rinsed the sauce off, and then I patted them dry, and I dredged these in cornstarch with some garlic powder, just like the recipe says, and then I fried them. I did not fry them until they were all the way done. I just got a nice crispy texture on the outside, as you can see right here, and that has made all of the difference in how this turned out. That little bit of cornstarch that was left on the chicken from the dredging has thickened up this sweet and sour sauce perfectly, and they look much, much better than if I would have left them in here, just starting them off raw and keeping them that way without doing the pre-frying. So I hope that you don't forget that step. Some of you were probably saying, you forgot. So I'm glad I remembered and didn't have to come back with a correction, but these are just beautiful. And so this would be one meal for Jim and me. Because we've already had fajitas for supper tonight, I will be putting this in a refrigerator dish in the fridge, and then we will have it either tomorrow or the next night. So those are 2 more meals from our free booklet. 2 chickens, 12 meals for 2 people. And I hope that you're enjoying this little series. We have one last one to go, and then we will be done with our chicken series for the moment. And so thank you for being with us. This is a very convenient way to stretch our food budget, and in these days we need all the help we can get. So we're doing it, and we hope you are figuring out ways as well. So thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much for sharing. We are celebrating recently having turned 200,000 subscribers, so that's really a landmark for us. We're so thrilled that our channel is doing well and that so many people are being helped by the information, and also the information that you all share with each other on the comments. Don't forget that our water bath canning class is now open. You can register anytime. You can take as long as you wish to get it finished. And then our food storage book and other books are up there, including up on our bookstore, and the link is below in the video description, so you can check out what we have there. And I put little surprises up there once in a while, like this little chicken book. So thanks again, and we will see you at our next video.